Hello, hello, hello. Una Doyle here, business strategist, impact coach, and speaker. And today I want to talk to you about this book, Stephen M.R. Covey, The Speed of Trust, the one thing that changes everything. You may or may not be aware that I actually have set up an online book club. Now, I actually did this before we were all in lockdown. So we ran the first one last month and it was awesome. And the second one is happening on Wednesday, the 15th of April. So I'll pop the details where you can get access to that. There's no charge, by the way. And we also are using this book club as a means of being able to give back. So I can share with you how you do that. It won't cost you a penny if you just show up, and there's some giving will happen on your behalf. And there is also the option to get a ticket for good when even more good things happen. And that's only as a nominal amount as well. So I want to talk to you about, though, why did I choose this book? Well, oh gosh, trust is just so important in everything that we do. And I'm sure you know that on some level, and it makes sense when you talk about it. But in this book, you're going to get very practical ways to implement this in the way that you conduct yourself in your life and in your business or in your role. And I just wanted to illustrate this by sharing with you the time that I actually spent time with the author, Stephen Covey. Now, when this was, it was, I think it was about 6, 8, maybe 10 months. I know it was kind of just less than a year, I think, anyway. You may have heard of his father, who wrote The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Massive bestseller. Highly recommend that book. So I was at a conference where this Stephen Covey was speaking. His father had passed away, 10, 12 months beforehand. And when I met him, I was looking after the speakers, but primarily him at this conference. And so I was thrilled to be able to meet him. And I found myself actually getting really choked up because that book changed my life. That was the book that got me to really take responsibility and ownership of how I could make changes and make myself happy and achieve what I wanted in my life. And it sent me on a whole other trajectory that I might never have gone on if I hadn't have read that book. So it was actually quite a significant thing for me to meet his son, who also was, had written this fantastic book, which I had read before the conference. And so I did say to him, look, can I just say, I'm really sad to hear of your father's passing. And I just want you to know that his book actually had a massive impact on my life. And I found myself getting into tears. So anyway, I just kind of composed myself and kind of cracked on with what we need to do for the day. And so he was speaking later in the afternoon, and so there was things going on where he was introduced and the people knew he was there, and I was going around with him during the breaks and lunchtime to make sure that he wasn't, mobbed, basically. And he was amazing. Every single person that he met, he looked into their eyes and he shook their hand, and he was just so present with them. Wow, it was an amazing thing to see. He was just totally present in that moment with that person and genuinely cared and genuinely wanted to help them. Now, I don't know if you've ever kind of helped out behind the scenes at events or met any speakers, and from what I hear, it's not always the most positive experience. They say don't meet your heroes, but actually it was great. He was just so lovely, so down to earth, and he really came across as somebody who was so congruent in what he said, in what he did. And so then when I found out that something about his keynote, I can't remember what it was, it's gone back a few years, but I think there was some handout there was supposed to be, or something happened anyway, that things didn't go exactly to plan. And I was the one who had to tell him. So I wrote to him, Stephen, okay, so you know how blah, blah, blah. He said, yes. I said, well, the issue is da, 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 da. What we propose is that instead we do da, 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 da. And I could see he was annoyed. So it kind of flitted over his face. And so, and you could literally always see the cogs turning, that he kind of went, okay, well, it's not what I wanted. Okay, yeah, that'll do. All right then. And he just said, okay, fine, thank you. And that was it. Boom, it was gone. And I just loved that, because it just showed how it's one thing to be nice when everything is going your way. It's another thing to be nice and to actually be so present and to move on so quickly and let go of something when it isn't going your way. So anyway, that's one of the reasons why I chose the book. The book itself is really brilliant, but I just have a lot of respect for the author, and I would love to share that experience with you. So if you found what I said of interest and you think the book might be of interest to you, then click the link below, because you can come and join us, not just in this book club, but in the others. So if you join that mailing list, you're not going to get sent any other stuff. It's just for the book club, for me to notify people when it's on, what book we're doing each month, and what the giving that's entailed in that as well. So go and pop your details in there. Once you put your email in, your name and email in the box, you will then get taken to the page to book for April. So don't click away. Stay there for a few seconds, and then pop your details in to book for the April session, and I look forward to seeing you there. Have a great day. Bye.